Hello and welcome inside the ACU TV or studio for this week's Optimist Newscast. My name is Paige Taylor. Carrie Johnston with sports in just a minute. Our top stories this week include ACU enrollment, family weekend, and a recap of the football team's most recent win. This is the Optimist Newscast. ACU has reached record student enrollment for the fifth year in a row with upwards of 5,700 students enrolled. Alongside overall enrollment, the freshman class increased by 7% to 950 students. In addition to the large freshman class, the enrollment data shows that the university has an ethnic diversity of 41%, 196 international students, and 375 transfer students. SGA hosted the annual Join Week this past week. With more on this story is Elena Willman and Emily Sullivan.
SGA hosted its annual Join Week last week, which allowed students to discover and join new clubs. This year's Join Week festivities included custom Join Week cookies in the campus center, a personality quiz on SGA's website to get matched with the club, and of course the big Join Week bingo at the end of the week. Students at the event could ask questions at each club's table and sign off on a square on a bingo card. Once a student completed a full row of squares, they won a free coffee at the espresso truck. The event allowed students to meet new friends and get involved with clubs throughout campus. This especially helped for freshmen like graphic design major Elizabeth Walter, who got connected with World's Backyard.
Yeah, so I'm a freshman and I've really wanted to get involved on campus, but I haven't really found any opportunities. But this week I found out about World's Backyard, which is an organization that lets students go to apartments and play with kids, and I'm super excited to do that and get involved in the community and meet some upperclassmen and some new freshmen.
Join Week has been a tradition for years, and though it started as a way for new clubs to introduce themselves, it has now become a way for students to get involved in all clubs, both new and old. This year, over 60 clubs are receiving money from SGA, but SGA Senate member Hayden Poorman said that there are even more clubs to get involved in.
Join Week is important to me because it gives the organizations on campus a way to show themselves to the student body, so that way the students that want to get involved can get involved with all the organizations on campus, which there's plentiful of, which would total be about 68 that receive our funding from our budget meeting, but there's also so many more that you can get a part of.
If you missed out on Join Week, you can still get connected with the club by visiting acusga.com/joinweek to take the personality quiz or view the list of clubs on campus. I'm Shelby Bird for the Optimist reporting.
Thanks, Elena and Emily. The university held its annual family weekend starting Friday, boasting events including Follies, which returned to Moody Coliseum for the first time since 2019. The Follies performances were accompanied by a small business fair, tailgating, and a football game on Saturday. Ashton Taylor said with his Follies act, he just wanted to have a good time.
Well, I just hope that we can end up making people smile, making people laugh, kind of leave our performance with just like a feel-good feeling, I guess, and just have a good time and listen to some good music and see some pretty good dancing too.
Hispanic Heritage Month is underway with different events held on campus to celebrate students' heritage. The next event will be the annual Intra Ala Plaza celebration on September 30th. Next is Carrie with a recap of this past week in sports. Carrie?
Thanks, Paige. Football's home record remains untarnished after a weekend victory against Western New Mexico. Here's more on that win. ACU remains undefeated in Wildcat Stadium after defeating Western New Mexico 34-7. The Mustangs struck first to give them their first and only lead. The Wildcat defense prevented their opponents from scoring the rest of the game. The defense held the Mustangs to 165 passing yards and only 2 rushing yards, which caught the attention of former defensive coordinator turned ACU head coach Keith Patterson.
I just am so proud of not only the coaches on that side of the ball, but the players on that side of the ball, and because I was a little bit uncertain, coming out of spring and all the way through fall camp. I didn't know, and man, they've just gotten better and better and better, and if we'll continue to do that, we'll give ourselves a chance.
Initiating the Wildcat offense to start the game were running backs Jeremiah Dobbins and Rovon Banks Jr. Both finished with over 100 rushing yards, with Banks scoring ACU's first 2 touchdowns. This was encouraging for Patterson, who's excited to see the running backs continue to develop.
Very proud of Rovon, and as long as we do that, and then we get Ant back and Dobbins. I love that because we're building depth at that position. And when Ant returns, it's going to be an exciting group.
Leading the Wildcats' passing game was backup quarterback Ethan Long, an Arizona State transfer. He finished his first minutes as a Wildcat with 251 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. At the end of the game, Long credited the team's success to his teammates and said he was happy to be back on the field.
I just can't thank the line and the defense enough. They did some really great things out there. Our receivers really did a good job too. Jed on that 3rd down was huge, but it was really fun. I can't lie. It's fun to play football at any level, and just winning is even more fun. So as long as we keep doing that, it's great.
ACU now heads to St. George, Utah to take on Utah Tech to open conference play. The Saturday game will stream live at 8 p.m. on ESPN+. For the Optimist, I'm Carrie Johnston. Over the weekend, soccer went up against Southern Utah and Utah Tech here at home. The Friday game against Southern Utah ended in a 1-1 tie. However, the Sunday game would prove to be a different story, with the Wildcats falling to Utah Tech in a 1-2 loss. Coach Wilson had this to say about their performances.
We really felt that Friday night's performance was great. I mean, we really played well. It was probably one of our best games we played over the course of 90 minutes all year. Sunday, I thought we played well yesterday as well. Minus maybe the first 10 minutes as we got into the game and kind of ironed a few things out. We played great. We had plenty of opportunities. The opportunities to score were there. We hit the crossbar. We had some quality shots. It's just a matter of it actually turned out yesterday to be sort of a game of inches, and we were on the lower end of that.
Soccer is preparing to play Sam Houston State this Friday in Huntsville. The game will be streaming live on ESPN+. Wildcat Volleyball earned a comeback win in the WAC season opener this past Thursday. After winning out the first set 25-16, ACU would lose the next 2 sets to Sam Houston. However, the Wildcats would quickly gain back their momentum and close out the next 2 sets with a victory, beating Sam Houston 3-2 for the match. Coach Blair said that she was still looking for growth from this ACU team.
Definitely growth, still growth. I mean, we're still learning and we're still figuring out each other. Just because we've been doing this for a couple months now doesn't mean that we haven't figured out all the kinks and quirks of each other. And so continue the growth mindset and being able to battle when things get a little bit tougher. I think that's one thing that we continually have to work on. It's not something that's easy, and it's not something that is meant to be easy. And so if we can battle through those tough moments and overcome those tough moments, I think that will be a great thing for us.
Volleyball plays UT Arlington this Thursday and SFA Saturday, with both games streaming live on ESPN+. That's all for Wildcat Sports. Thank you for tuning into this week's Optimist Newscast. I'm Carrie Johnston.
And I'm Paige Taylor. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.